Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Napoleon, and today we're back with another Enlisted video. And this time we're going to be talking about the latest Enlisted squad that has been given to us via the APC event. This is the 3rd Infantry Division, 8th Infantry Brigade. This is essentially the British Bren gun carrier, or the Universal Carrier as it's known in game. In this video, we will go over the stats, the history, the perks, and whether or not you should get this. Starting with the history, this division has a very long history. As a matter of fact, the division was formed in 1809 as known as the Iron Brigade, and this division was also formed by the famous Arthur Wellesley, or the later Duke of Wellington. It saw service in the Napoleonic Wars, in the Battle of Badajoz, Victoria, and all the way from the Peninsular Campaign to Waterloo. It later served in the Crimean War, the Second Boer War, and World War I. During World War II, it was sent to France as part of the BEF under General Montgomery. It participated in the Dunkirk evacuation, and it participated then in D-Day. It was part of the landing force of Sword Beach. After D-Day, it fought at Caen, and it fought all the way from Paris, and then to the Rhine, and then to the Netherlands and Belgium. It ended up participating in the invasion of Germany, and when the war ended, it remained in central Germany until it was moved to Belgium. From there, plans were made for the unit to participate on the attack on Japan, which never happened since the war ended. The unit was active during the Cold War and even past the Cold War, with recently it served in the Gulf Wars, the Iraq War, and Afghanistan. It is still an operational unit to this day. That said, the 8th Infantry Brigade also had a pretty long history. This infantry division was part of the British Army that saw service in the First and Second World Wars before it was disbanded and reactivated in the 1960s. The brigade was finally being disbanded in 2006, but that said, let's move on to the Universal Carrier. The Universal Carrier family originated from the Creighton Lloyd tanklets from the 1920s. Evolved from various designs, in 1934, the Armstrong Vickers developed the VA-D50, a light-tracked vehicle capable of carrying a machine gun and a field gun. The design evolved to be a combination of a crew of 3, with a driver, a gunner, and a rear crew member. This design underwent further iterations, resulting in models like the Carrier Machine Gun No. 1 Mark I. The Carrier featured a central place for V8 engine and a unique steering mechanism for directional control. Variants were then tailored for different purposes, such as carrying machine guns, serving as scout vehicles, or transporting cavalry. Eventually, the universal design emerged in the 1940s and became widely produced model with improvisations, crew space, and a rectangular rear section. Production of the carriers began in the 1934 and continued until 1960s. Before the introduction of the universal designs, various companies, including Alvling, Porter, Ford of Britain, Morris Motors, produced these vehicles. After the universal carrier design produced in the UK was carried out by such companies, by 1945, around 57,000 of these carrier models have been produced, around 2,400 early ones. The universal carriers in various versions were also manufactured in other allied countries, such as in Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and, of course, the United States. That is why, originally, this squad used to have an American uniform, but as of right now, they changed it to the British ones. That said, let's move on to the stats. The Universal Carrier has a max crew of 14, meaning that although you already have a 4-man crew, you can in total add 10 more dudes. It has a boys anti-tank rifle with 55 rounds, and a Bren Mark I with 510 rounds. The maximum speed is a whopping 50 km per hour, the reload time is 1.8, the rotation speed is 30, and the gun aiming speed is 30. The hull armor is 13 on the front, 6 on the side, 6 on the back, 6 on the bottom. In terms of turret armor, you have 10 on the front, 15 on the side, 3 on the back, and 6 on top. That's it, let's move on to the perks. Honestly, the perks are what I highly suggest for everyone, and that is Vitality, minus 40% weapons recoil reduction, and of course, we cannot forget 75% medipack usage speed. That said, let's move on to whether or not we should get this, and the answer is obviously yes. This is a very good squad. You can carry up to 14 dudes, which is great, and the Bren anti-tank rifle is really good at taking out lightly armored vehicles, which is the problem. You see, it can't really take out heavily armored vehicles, such as the Panzer III, the Panzer IV, the Panther, or any other thing above. The Bren gun is great, but again, but it does not have a 360-degree arc, meaning that the only thing you can do is to face the target and shoot. That said, this thing is really fast and really small. If anyone has seen the L3 tanklet, well, this is essentially that, except for in some regards better. Speed is the name of the game. Essentially, do not get shot, because if you get shot, you are destroyed. That said, really highly suggest that you get this. This is really good at its current tier, which is tier 2, because it has the ability to do a lot of things, such as carry infantry and destroy some tanks, if not some other APCs. That said, if you get to tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, highly suggest that you don't use this as a frontline vehicle, such as a tank destroyer, and use it as an APC, because that thing, with its boys anti-tank guns, cannot even take out the lightly armored tanks of those tiers. That's it, this is all it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join the Discord. Highly suggest that you comment in the comment section down below what do you think, and I'll see you in the next one.